I'm Charles Winter Jr. Welcome to the schedule release.
Smash with cheese.
Yeehaw! Teddy. Greenberg. Oops. Three QB sneaks in a row, man. Oh, I broke the table. I didn't hit that, but I broke the table though. I went crazy with that. I ain't gonna lie, man.
This concludes our 2022 schedule release. Can't wait to see you guys out there.
If that doesn't get you hyped for this season, I really don't, something's wrong with you, I would say, because we need to just smash right through it. Julie Donaldson, London Fletcher with you.
I'm ready to smash something, Julie.
Yeah, this is our Command Center schedule release. We are presented by iHeartRadio, the official radio partner of the Washington Commanders. So excited to be with them this season. You can catch us every game day on Big 100. Should we smash right through this?
Let's smash through this schedule.
I mean, you're like the perfect hype man, but I don't know what else could get you hyped for anything besides what we just saw.
Nothing.
All right, week
Well, the
one.
schedule,
The
the
schedule.
schedule.
Week
Well, I
one,
mean,
here we
the
go.
schedule, you know.
We're going to smash right through the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, on paper, London, this should not be that difficult because they only have 4 wins over the last 2 seasons and a new head coach in Doug Peterson.
Yeah, but Julie, the game's not played on schedule on paper, so don't take the Jacksonville Jaguars for granted. We know they only won 3 games last year, new head coach Doug Peterson, as you mentioned. But I look at this as a great opportunity to get the 2022 season off to a great start, especially at home. So win that game against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And Doug Peterson would know Carson Wentz pretty well, had him for 4 seasons as they drafted him number 2 overall a few years ago. Of course, now he's with us. Week 2, Detroit, another team on paper that should win. They've had 4 straight seasons of 10-plus losses.
Yeah, you know what, though? This game, the Detroit Lions, they seem to play us tough, especially in Detroit. We've lost 4 straight games in Detroit. Last time we beat them, I was actually on that team in 2008, but I could just remember every time we went into Detroit, it was just a hard-fought game. We know their head coach, Dan Campbell, he's talking about biting kneecaps, busting up kneecaps, and all those types of things. So you have to go into Detroit with your mind right.
Will that get guys set when you know that he's taken on that approach?
Yeah, absolutely, because, well, you just know this is going to be a physical type of game. We want to play physical as a team. They have an identity and a style. I think it actually kind of.
I feel like it's an HR violation, though.
Yeah, well, hey, this is
Just
football.
maybe.
This is football.
All right, let's go on week 3 because this is where we really want to get into it, right? This is finally the NFC East, the Eagles, and it will be back at FedEx Field.
You know what? When Carson Wentz, he saw that, he's like, bingo. He circled that one, highlighted it, because this is a game against his former team, the team that drafted him number 2 overall. The great thing I love about this is the game will be at FedEx, and he's not going to face them the first time in Philadelphia. He's going to have to learn how to control his emotions. I faced my former teams, and you want to play well. You want to go out and show them, hey, you made a mistake by getting rid of me. I can remember we played Torrey Holt. We played the Rams, and Torrey Holt was a great friend of mine. And we played him in the preseason. I'm talking to Torrey, and I say, Torrey, I can't wait to knock your ass out. That's the mentality that I had going against my former teammates and my former team, because you want to play well. Carson has to understand he doesn't have to win this game all by himself.
I asked him if it's going to be more friends or foes. He said it will definitely be both when it comes to that game, but he will have emotions he's going to have to work through. Okay, week 4 we go to Dallas. That is October 2nd, 1 p.m. Washington's lost 9 of the last 12, and we remember that last one all too well. I would just want to like crumple it up and throw it away.
Yeah, you know, I'm still angry about the way our team played in that ball game. I know it was a lot going on. The last time we went to Dallas and we lost to them 56-14. But believe me, I know Coach Rivera, he's going to use that game as a motivation to say, guys, remember what happened the last time we played in Dallas.
Moving on to weeks 5 through 8. Week 5, it's against the Tennessee Titans, October 9th. And so here we are. They have had 12 wins last season. 12 wins last season.
That's a tough football team. Mike Vrabel, he's done a great job with that football team. And it starts with the running back. Usually you talk about starting with the quarterback and stopping the quarterback. No, you got to stop Derrick Henry. Make Ryan Tannehill beat you throwing the football. That's what you have to do against the Tennessee Titans.
Tannehill might be a little fired up to make sure he still keeps his job, because he says he's not going to be, mentoring up Malik Willis coming right in behind him. But they have won back-to-back AFC South titles. Now, week 6, we go to Chicago. Kind of glad this one isn't later in the season.
You know what? That's going to be a short week. It's a Thursday night football game. You're going against another team that struggled last year. They have a new head coach in Matt Eberflus. His expertise is on the defensive side of the ball. This offense struggled mightily last year. Their young quarterback, Justin Fields, he was sacked 36 times in only 12 appearances, 10 starts. So Chase Young and that defensive front, they have to be licking their chops going against a offense like the one that Chicago has.
And then we get good old Aaron Rodgers. I think it was all a hoax of him potentially leaving. He is staying with the Packers, and that is their 3rd straight season where they've had 13 wins. So that will be a tough out, but it will be back at FedEx Field.
And no Devontae Adams for Aaron Rodgers to throw the football to this year.
We'll see how we can take them down. Okay, and then week 8, another former team of Carson Wentz, Indianapolis in Indy. That is October 30th at 4:25.
You got to deal with Jonathan Taylor, man, the reigning offensive. I think, did he win Offensive Player of the Year? I think so. But, you have to stop Jonathan Taylor. Carson's going to have emotions going into that ball game as well. You think he wants to prove them wrong? Like, you gave up on me after 1 year. I'm going to go in there and show you that you made a mistake.
So that is the first half of the schedule, and we have a very special going on for the first 48 hours. If you buy your tickets on our website, there are no fees, folks.
What'd you say? No what?
No fees.
I like that.
So there you go. First 48 hours, it ends directly after 48 hours. So Saturday at 8 p.m. is the last one there. Your biggest takeaway when you look at like that first half of the schedule and how it plays out?
Well, you look at this and you say, okay, we have Detroit and Jacksonville, 2 teams that struggled a year ago. These opportunities to get off to a great start, and then you get into a couple division games back-to-back. Philadelphia at home and Dallas, 2 teams that won our that made the playoffs. The Cowboys won our division. Those are things that jump out to me. I like having the division games early in the season to kind of just get a couple wins on your belt, and it's an opportunity to knock off Philadelphia and exact some revenge against the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas.
Still haven't come across the Giants yet, so let's move on to the second half of the schedule, weeks 9 through 12. Week 9, it is the Vikings, November 6th, 1 o'clock game. That means Kirk Cousins will be coming to town. Also, they have a new head coach in Kevin O'Connell. He was the offensive coordinator for here before he went out west as well.
Yeah, Kirk, he spent 6 seasons here. I hope our fans treat him, with just
We
show
might be
him a little
enough.
friendly
We
love.
might be enough
Show him
removed from that.
No.
No?
You treat him like he deserves to be treated. He left us, Julie. He left us.
Did he though? How about we move on to week 10 at Philadelphia? This is a Monday night show. You want drama. You want to see Carson Wentz going back to the team that drafted him where he was supposed to be the franchise player. I asked him about that expectation and the thing that's on him now, that pressure. And he says, yeah, it's there.
Well,
and he's going to be there in Philadelphia.
It's going to be pressured because he's going to Philadelphia. Then you add in the fact that the game is going to be played on Monday Night Football. Those fans in Philadelphia, I played in Philadelphia on a Monday Night Football, and when you drive that bus into the stadium, they're going to throw eggs at your bus. They're going to greet you with a lot of choice words that we can't say on air. And Carson, he's going to have emotions going into that stadium, coming out of that, walking out that tunnel. Mm-hmm. And trust me, those fans will not be cheering for him when he walks on that field. They will be saying a lot of expletive and words that you don't want to say.
I thought they were the city of brotherly love. There's no such thing there. Week 11, we go to Texas, but to take on Houston.
That's another team. They got a new head coach in Lovie Smith. I actually know Lovie Smith well. He was my defensive coordinator at one point in time. Their defense is going to be tough. You have to protect the football going against the Houston Texans. They thrive on taking the football away. So it's not going to be an easy game. So you have to have your mind right. Protect the football going against a Lovie Smith coach defense.
A new head coach, but not new to head coaching like a lot of what Washington will
third
face.
Third head coaching job for him.
Week 12, it is against the Falcons. No Matt Ryan this time.
That's big. You think about the game when we played against the Falcons last year in Atlanta, and Matt Ryan, he played extremely well in that ball game. Now, they do still have Cordell Patterson. He's going to be a guy that we have to control, and also Kyle Pitts. And
then here we go. If we keep moving right on, when we get to week 13, we have, there we go, finally the New York Giants. And this is where we finally get a bye, but we finally get to the Giants here December 4th on Sunday, 1 p.m.
Yeah, Giants, they have a new head coach, and Brian Daboll. Seems like we face a lot of teams with new head coaches.
There is a lot this year with that, that's for sure.
Yeah, so you go against Brian Daboll. We don't know if Daniel Jones will still be the quarterback, and they're they drafted Kayvon Thibodeau, defensive end, and then also Neal, the tackle. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to get their team together. But then you see that bye week, Julie, week 14. Man, that is late. That is a late bye week. Ideally, you would love it to be around week 8, but that's a very late bye week. How the guys are holding up health-wise is going to be a major concern for me.
For sure. I mean, you see the strain early on in the season, and now you have to wait that long. It's been a lot of managing, and then you do come right back and take on the Giants again.
Right, at home, and then you look at those 5 or 3 games of the season at San Francisco on December 21st, December 24th, Christmas Eve, distractions, and not only that, you're facing a team that went to the NFC Championship game a year ago. That's a well-coached team. They're physical. You have to have your mind right. And we close up the season at home against the Cleveland Browns. And
no, we got the Browns and the Cowboys close at home. Yeah,
right.
Cleveland Browns and Cowboys. Yes. And that, I mean, look, the Browns, they've had one playoff appearance in 19 seasons. The Cowboys, again, we know what happened against them. But do you like closing off the season against, the biggest rival we have?
Oh, absolutely. You talk about what better way. I'm predicting that game is going to decide the winner of the NFC East. That game against the Dallas Cowboys. And I played in a game like that, 2012, winner take all. That's what's going to happen this year. And what better place to have it than in your building? I'm loving that.
That is what it's all about. The rivalries and, of course, closing it out at that point. So I think the biggest thing on the schedule is first, it's not played on paper. There's a lot of question marks with new head coaches, a lot of switches and changes with who's taking over at quarterback for a lot of these teams as well. And you have to wait so long for that bye week. It is time now for the Rivalry Roundup. This is presented by Bank of America, the official bank of the Washington Commanders. So here's a snapshot of the division rivalry matchups. We have the Cowboys in Dallas week 4 and then at home to close out the season. Eagles, the first division matchup we have this season in week 3, and we're in Philly for Monday Night Football in week 10. And the Giants basically getting them back-to-back, first in New York in week 13 and then at FedEx Field in week 15. Now, somebody we know who gets up for those divisional rivalries, linebacker Cole Holcomb. In his 3rd season with the team, Cole started 16 games and accounted for 142 tackles, 66 of them solo. He posted a sack and 2 interceptions to his stat line as well, one of those a pick 6. And I talked with defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio, who had this to say about Cole.
Yeah, I think Cole Holcomb, when we first got here, he had played his rookie year, a little raw. We liked some things about him. He played better that next year, and then last year he took a huge step forward. He really played very well. In fact, a lot of the guys that are getting the pub around the league, he played as well or better then. So I would say don't sleep on Cole Holcomb. He's a pretty good football player.
Cole, last season, obviously a big transition for you, and we heard Jack Del Rio, defensive coordinator, kind of sing your praises on how you kind of adjusted and really high expectations for where you're going to be able to go. But where do you feel you are now in your offseason program?
I mean, I feel like I'm gonna, take control of this defense, take charge at that Mike spot. I've been wanting it for a while, and I like, that responsibility and taking control and being able to, kind of get everybody lined up, make the adjustments that we need to make. And, I feel like it helps me be able to call it when you're at that Mike spot. We tried initially, like I was calling the defense from outside, and it was kind of hard to be able to relay a call to the other side of the defense if I'm playing outside. So I think it helps a lot in terms of our communication and getting on the same page as a defense.
Where's your comfort level in that right now, would you say?
I feel real comfortable. I mean, like I said, I was calling the defense all last year. Had a little bit of that responsibility the year before, a couple games, tried it out. I feel like I've grown a lot in terms of, being comfortable in those situations. Sometimes bullets are flying, waiting for a call to come in. Everybody's looking at you. Hey man, we need a call. We need this. We need, I think I grew a lot as the year went on.
Now we have the schedule out. So who you're going to be calling those games against.
Yeah.
Are there certain teams that you kind of get geeked for or more look forward to saying, okay, these are ones I might want to circle personally on my calendar?
I mean, Dallas is always number one. I originally thought I was going to Dallas. So when I didn't get the call from them, I was like a little mad that day. So I was, but then I was obviously really excited once I got the call from Washington. And
well, you had the pick 6 against Dallas as well.
Oh yeah.
So you have some good games against them.
Yeah, no, it's
personal.
It is a little personal. They were telling me, hey man, we're going to take you, and it never happened. And I got the call from Washington, so I was like, it's time to make them pay.
Oh, that's the best way too, as well. We know you step up against them. Do you look at it when you go into schedule release and say, let me see when I'm playing certain teams in the year? Or does it really not matter to you?
Not really. I mean, I always prepare. I try to look at teams from the season before. It doesn't really matter what order we're playing them in.
All right. Some guys also say too, when they look at it, maybe they pay attention to some college opponents. Does that ever factor in for you? They're like rivalries that kind of carry over into the NFL.
Yeah, I was like, I got a bunch of, I train with a lot of guys from Philly, and so it's always fun going and playing those guys because we have that rivalry, and then also when the longer you're in the league, the more guys you train with, you build friendships, and it's fun playing against those guys, and we're joking while the game's going on, so it makes it a little more fun.
Yeah, as long as the joke goes our way a little bit more than the
exactly.
other. There we go.
Exactly.
There we go, because then it gives you a little more weight behind it.
Oh, yeah.
Cole, looking forward to the season coming up with you. Thanks.
Thanks for having me.
And come see Cole and the Commanders at FedEx Field this season. And if you jump and buy your tickets right now, you will get them fee-free. It is a great way to secure your spot to watch the Commanders at home and save a little money in the process. Who doesn't like that? Of course, we all want that. We made it easy for you. Just scan the QR code right there on your screen, and it's going to take you to the marketplace. Time for the home ticket, brought to you by Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Washington Commanders. And let's take a look at all the games that will be at FedEx Field this season. Again, make sure you go and buy your tickets for the first 48 hours. There are no fees. And of course, the season does start against the Jacksonville Jaguars at home. All right, London, let's go through. Like, where do you say Washington has a W?
As I look at these games, Julie, and I'm conservative, I can see us winning at least 6 games. And that's a minimum of 6 games. You want me, I'm right there, right there.
Ooh, starting 2-0.
Right there.
All right, taking down the Vikings,
Right
taking down the
there.
Falcons,
Right
taking
there.
down the Giants.
Taking down.
Ooh, and so you have us sweeping the NFC East. Wow.
And one
That's
of these,
7.
That's why I said a minimum 6. I'm being conservative when I say 6. 6 or 7, hell, and these 2 games, I can see us winning that. We can go undefeated at home.
Well, that would be great for
And I'm
FedEx
conservative.
Field. It's time that we do. There you go. The home wins, according to London Fletcher. And now it's time for Hitting the Road, presented by United, the official airline of the Washington Commanders. And let's take a look at the road trips now that lie ahead this season, where Washington will be traveling on out too. Look, according to London, with the 6 or 7 wins, it's looking pretty good this season, but now you've got to be able to do it on the road. So where are your W's here?
Okay, my W's here on the road. Let's go here.
The Detroit. Okay,
Yeah,
I might be with
Detroit.
you on that one. Chicago too.
Chicago.
Okay. New
Oh,
coach.
New York.
Oh, you have us sweeping the Giants.
Oh, yeah, sweeping. So that's 4.
And Houston, we're unsure of what
That's
they're going
4.
to be.
That's going to put us at 10 wins minimum.
Okay.
10 or 11 wins. And then we're going to get one of these games.
One of them was
Revenge.
Ooh.
Revenge.
Okay. The
So
last
we're
2
getting-
seasons, Washington has finished with 7 wins. So you have us now with what? That's at least 10. Is that my math right? 10, 11? 10, 11 wins?
At 12. 11, 12. Yeah, 11, 12 games.
I like enough for the division.
Absolutely.
Okay. There you go, according to London Fletcher. Hey, folks, thanks for joining us. It is always exciting when we can finally bring you the schedule. And it's the season of hope when we feel good about this team, London, where we're going. I'm looking forward to being in the booth with you on game days with Bram Weinstein. Thanks for being here with us for this. Thanks for watching. And make sure you watch Command Center on NBC Sports Washington, 5 and 10:30 p.m. weeknights. We'll see you then.
I'm Charles Winter Jr. Welcome to the schedule release.